Life has got its ups and downs, tears and laughter, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Bonjour and welcome to my YouTube channel. My good name is Jen Wazayuni, and yes, Yeshua is Lord. Welcome to my new video. Today it's going to be hot, hot, hot. So I'll start with a question. Have you ever walked out of love? As for me, yeah, I did. It's so interesting. So let's begin. If you've watched my last video, you by now you know that I had a boyfriend that I had met in the university. Yeah, for those that did not watch my previous video, please go back and check it out. You'll find more interesting videos right over there, and I'll still keep bringing up many and many more. So this guy, we met in the university. He was a Somali. To make it worse, okay, let me not say to make it worse, like he was a Muslim, and as for me, I was a Christian. So first of all, I went I went ahead to date someone that we were not of the same religious beliefs. So that was like issue number one, you know. But that time, like we didn't care like that much, we didn't know how serious things would get. So we dated, and now it reached a time that um this guy, remember, he was taking drugs, but I came to learn later, way later. And I couldn't like leave him abruptly. So took a push, we pushed, and then it got to a point that now he got me into problems with the administration. Like, because as I explained in my previous video, I got into issues with the administration. I was almost sent to jail because of this guy. Because if it were not for him, like, I wouldn't have gotten myself into such trouble. But I'm not blaming him anyway, because life happens. So we continued like that, and then fast forward, when I was suspended from the university due to, they accused me of possession of an illicit drug bang, of which they never caught me with it. Like, it was just like a lie. If actually, if I was wise, then I would have sued that university. But I just chose peace. You don't want to keep like having like to go to court for proceedings that you might even lose at the end of the day, because this is a giant university. So I my grandpa got me a job, and I worked in Githurai. So this guy, when I was sent away from school, he didn't continue with his studies. He couldn't. But for me, I thought he was still going to school, but he was not attending the classes. We were in the same class, but for him, he was doing accounting and I was doing finance. But for those courses, like, most of the units are just the same. So we were in the same class, I would say, still. So I thought he was going to school because I left him in the place now that I used to school. But he had rented already outside the school. So this guy, um, he got worse. Like, I don't know if it's depression or what. He got into so many other drugs, heroin, cocaine. But this I came to learn way later. So this guy would come to visit me. I would also visit him on weekends. He would but most of the time he was the one visiting, because I'm working from morning to evening, to late hours. So he was more free than I was. So we would spend much time together and all that, until one day he introduced me to alcohol. He took me to a club and bought me some Tusker cider. Why? My goodness. For me, I had never tasted any drug. I had never used any, even the Bombay. I did not want it anywhere close to me because I had seen how it destroyed people's lives at home, and I knew even my grandparents, because they're the people who brought me up, they wouldn't associate with someone who smokes, who takes even liquor. By this time, remember, my grandpa thinks I smoke. Actually, he told me, "Ni mudo hapa, ni." That means like he don't want a relationship with someone who smokes. But I was not smoking. So due to stress and pressure at work, he took me to have a glass. We went. That was where now things started falling apart, because I would later come to like be. So now I think he wanted me to be taking alcohol, because for him he was doing other drugs. Most Muslims, they don't drink alcohol, they don't. So this time there was a program that he used to attend that same year in Nairobi, that ilikuanga ya drug addicts, and anyone that wants to quit drugs, and I really loved that, because I knew he wanted to change, but he didn't. So that December he went home in Narok, and I didn't hear from him for a month, because before he left, his phone was stolen in Githurai, you know. So he didn't have a phone for a month, like a month. The next year, January, I went back to school. After going back to school, I started my classes, and then now this time I had decided, now this guy, he has ruined my life enough. Like, I feel like it's because I met him, it's because I started dating him, that's when trouble began. If I never had anything to do with him, I'll be like far ahead. But I decided like I'm going to end that relationship. But si ati tulikuwa tumekosana. We never had like issues. But ni ile tu unakaa tu self-searching. You self-search and you realize like, hey, like I deserve better. Because this guy now, you don't know, like those Somalis, most of them, they have rich relatives. They are like, because he used to tell me, like they owned a bank. Their family owned a bank. I won't mention the name, but their family, they owned a bank. And he used to tell me that we are going to finish school, graduate, and then we will get a job direct. Like we would get jobs there direct without even having to like struggle. Also, he had told me, now the reason I came to a conclusion that I need to end this relationship, he had told me that when we finish school, we are going to Somalia. We will be going to Somalia. Mind you, this guy, I suspected he was like Al-Shabaab. I was not sure, but I suspected, because he used to tell me stories like how they walipotea Somalia with the dad only, but the dad's brothers walikuwa huko, and the grandpa. And he used to show me pictures like the uncle is a head of a militia in that country, and they used to contact him, like they used to send him money, because he will give me money to keep for him. Most of them, they are loaded. I don't know where they get this money from. I don't know. So now he started scaring me. So now when I'm alone and I have this time away from him, that's when I was now starting reasoning. I wanted to restructure my future, like find other things to do other than dating him. So this guy, he came back. Now when he came back, I told him, I don't want a relationship. He told me, no, my mom sent you something. The mom, she used to call me a lot. She used to love me, like, but I think she used to love me because she knew like someone was taking care of the son. But maybe she could be sincere, because she used to call me, like talk to me, like tell me to talk to that guy, you know. She really wanted us together, I would say. But now, you know, even if things fall apart, someone's parents would remain to be their parents, you know. So even if they side with you, at the end of the day they will choose their child over you. But now we didn't have like major issues, but because I still loved him, but I knew I had to walk away. That's why I'm telling you, like I walked out of love. Nilitoka, but kulikuwa na mapenzi, but nilidecide to kutoka. So the guy came back, and now he's telling me, oh, we need to get back, like we need to like get back. Now that's when I found out like he had even quit school for that period that I was not going to school, that I had been suspected. He also was not attending classes. Ati juu nimeacha, like nimefukuzwa shule, akaachia hapo. Hakuwa ana attend classes. He had not registered for the units of the whole year. You see, I was actually now ahead of him, because now I had already come back and registered for the units, now to continue with the units that I had not done, that I was to do so as to complete my course. This guy, he comes to my house. I tell him, now, if you are not ready to quit drugs, me, I'm not continuing this relationship. Now when he visits me, because I had refused for him to come to my house, but he lied to me. There's something the mom gave and he want to give it to me in my house. So we went back and I showed him where he wanted to know where I'm living, because for him he also had his own house, but now he wanted to know where I'm staying, because now I think he knew this separation of this month and a few days, like maybe I have moved on. So now I had to think fast. I was like, nilikuwa nimechanganyikiwa. I was like, do I give him another chance or do I move on, or what do I do? Because me, I was not like, I didn't want like to continue with it. It was so toxic, you know. Because sometimes we would fight a lot. We would fight because he would come high and me, I'm like angry, you know. We would fight, and then the love bombing. My goodness. Immediately we finish fighting, he would rush to the supermarket, get me chocolates, get me flowers. Like, hey, he would act very romantic. So, the next day, he came with his friend. Now, this is where I knew, now, me, I'm not going to do this anymore. He came with a friend from where he was staying. So he came, he told me, like, we should give, niwape chakula, nini. I gave them tea. I had not cooked for them because they had not told me. And then, even if they had told me, I wouldn't, because I'm also a student and they had not left money or shopping. You know, this time now I'm starting to be tough on him. And he realized, well, I lost. This girl is not interested in this relationship anymore. So, after the friend left, I think he had assured the friend that huko tunaenda tukule and all that, so that their money they would use it on drugs. And I knew, this guy is not ready to quit. He's not ready. So I knew I had to structure a plan, like how we would like separate. One day, the same semester, I went to the library. When I'm seated, I'm studying. Guess who is next to me? The friend. I don't know if you would remember the friend that I told you, like he had approached me before, this other guy, but now he was in his 4th year. He was completing his studies when I'm going. You see the way I lost a lot of time. Now he was also my classmate, but now he's in his 4th year, the last semester, and myself, I'm now in the 2nd year again, 2nd year, 2nd semester, because I had to start from where I had left. So now, because I knew this guy was interested in me, I decided, or do I give this guy a chance? Because how do we meet after so long, unexpectedly? You know, it couldn't be a coincidence. So I decided, maybe I can date this guy. for him to be the second boyfriend. And now I knew if the guy, the Somali guy, finds out that I'm dating, maybe he would stay away from me. So what did I do? We talked with this other guy. Like this other guy was focused. You know, he had like dreams. He was bright. He was intelligent. So I decided, now let me give this guy a chance. So he asked me to be his girlfriend. At first, like, I was hesitant, but then I saw, now this is a ninja. It's a way like to get away from this crazy Somali guy. So one day I told him, you know what, me, I'm dating actually. Since you left, me, I've been seeing someone. But now I didn't tell him the name. But then there was a bag that he had left at my place in Githurai where I used to work. By the time he was going home during the December holidays, you remember? So he didn't want to collect them because he wanted to have a reason to be coming to my place. So he can say maybe he's collecting clothes or something. But then I was wise. I invited this other guy to my place. Because I sensed, like, my instincts zinakwanga too very strong. I knew that day he would come around. So, and when he finds this guy in my house, ataona sasa hii nayo ni serious, she has moved on. So what I did, I told the guy to come, and then I decided to sit on the chair, on the couch, and the guy sat on the bed. So now when this guy enters, he will surely know we are dating. And actually we had not like made it official or like serious. We were just in the early days of friendship, of being in a relationship. But now, when the guy entered and he saw what was going on, like, he shook like this. Like, he was shocked. He was so shocked. His eyes were red. Oh my God, he didn't expect that. He was even sweating. And now he couldn't like bring up a fight because this other guy would beat him. Actually, he wouldn't. So he said hi to the guy because they knew each other from way back. And he said hi to me. He told me, Jen, I've come to collect my stuff. So I just took his bag and gave it to him. And he left in shock. He was shaking. He didn't expect it. You know, he was my first boyfriend, so he thought I'll never move on or something. He didn't stop from there. He texted, he called me, he asked me, Yani, you chose to move on with that guy. I'd rather you would have moved on with another guy, not my friend, not someone I knew. So I told him, I'm not yet in. Actually, that time I had not committed to this other guy. So I told him, not really, but I really don't want you. One day in the evening, this is in a span of like weeks, he came. I had a knock. He came to my house. When he entered, he was so peaceful, but I felt like something told me, I think it's the Holy Spirit, this guy has come to finish you. Because now, before I had decided to break up completely with him, he had started now hallucinating. Unaona hizi vitu tulikuwa tunasoma shule, like effects of drug abuse. Alikuwa anaanza kukua cheesy, anakupea stories zingine like, unaona, me, I can't stay with a crazy man. And then he will tell me like we are going to die together if I leave him. Do what? Why? It got serious. So this day he comes in the evening, he's so calm, and I was in great fear. Like I just felt something bad is about to happen. He came in, he looked at the knives there. And this time, it's when now the case of Ivy, the one that was killed by the boyfriend, it was trending. That time, like, people were killing, like couples were killing each other, especially school students, university students. They were mostly girls were being killed by their boyfriends. So, I was like, I didn't know what to do. But now I prayed to God, kwa moyo, kimoyo moyo, and I wasn't rude to him. He entered, I didn't talk to him, and then he told me, Jane, I want us to talk, but then first assist me with the mat. There was a certain mat that he used to pray on. You know how the Muslims pray? He used to pray on that mat. So he told me to lend it to him. So he started his prayers, and I knew hizi ni maombi zenye wanafanyanga za mwisho ndo waue mtu, because he had earlier shown me a video kitambo kidogo when we were still in school dating, when I was not yet suspended. He had shown. Before that, let's go back to when he came back. There's a day he told me, like, because I asked him where he was that time that he was not contacting me, and he told me they had taken him to, I don't know, it's Maalim or who, a specialist like Sheikh, who like was casting out demons from him, spirits, you know. Hey, I knew here. Now this guy is deeper. It's deeper. The situation is deeper than I think spiritually. Because there is a day he had told me that the Muslims believe that there are good genies and bad genies. Ati kuna jini wazuri na kuna jini wabaya, of which that's a lie from the devil. As now a Christian, a believer, like I know that's a lie from the devil, because genies are fallen angels or demons. How can there be good demons and bad demons? A demon is a demon. Well, then I didn't know better, but still something didn't sit well with me, according to the stories he used to tell me. Like, because my grandma, before, he would even tell me that he's seeing my late grandma. She appeared to him. She would even ask me, he would even ask me, can't you see your grandma? She's talking to me. She's telling me to take good care of you. Alikuwa nikaa amefia tu jamaa manze. There was no way I was getting back with him. And now his story ya majini. And then he's telling me that my grandma hamwezi, because my grandma was prayerful. Yani out of the blues, Jane, oh my God. It was so like, right now I look back, I healed, and there wasn't even much to heal, because it's not like we had major issues. But now I chose like my sanity. So this night he comes, he asked for the mat, he starts praying. So I had to think fast. I told him, I said to him, like, pole pole, I took like a shopping bag and pretended to be going to collect tomatoes in the market. So I told him, thank God he didn't ask himself how, he didn't like open his eyes to check like if we have tomatoes or what. He believed me. But I knew this guy is making my last prayer. So I rushed outside. I said to him, like, because I didn't want him like to jump on me or something. He was still he had already started praying kuswali. So I told him, nimeendea nyanya nakuja, like in a low tone. Hey, I was being nice, because now you have to read the energy in the room. So I got out pole pole, and I ran down the stairs. I called the mom first thing. I told the mom, tell your son to get out of my house. I don't want him there. The mom said, no, my daughter, what do I do? I told him, no, me, I don't care. You tell him to get out of my house, and I don't want him, and I've broken up with him. So, from there, I called my aunt, who now lived in the same city. I told my aunt, now this guy, he's in my house again. Before then, my aunt used to love him so much. In fact, she would call him my son. Because before then, like, he was new to university. Like, the university ruined him completely. Like, he was sober, he had a good body, like, he was healthy. Hey, but now at this point, anakaa tu yani hadi mwili tu imedidimia. Like, you can tell he's not okay, he's not all right. Hey, so I went to my aunt directly. The mom, my aunt called the mom. The mom was rude to my aunt and told my aunt, like, you are the one who is close to them, you deal with them. As if my aunt is his parent. or our parents, you know. So nikaona manze naingiza hadi familia kwa ngori. My aunt told me, now you go to the police station. I told her, yeah, I'm going right there because I need to get a restriction order for this guy to stay away from me. Niandikishe at least, because me, I don't know what can happen next to me. Because Haamini, like, he doesn't want us to break up. He never thought like I would wake up and leave him. We were so much in love. Remember, this was my first love, you know. So like he never expected like I would leave just like that. But I had to, you know, for my own life, for my future, and I thank God I did. I went to the police station with my cousin. The police, we found 2 policemen, corrupt policemen, but I told them me I don't have money, because one of them told me my name is T, Chai, yani hongo, and the other one told me my name is Kitu Kidogo, something small. I told them me, Chai and Kitu Kidogo, me I don't have anything, you just help me if you are helping me. They told me, now you girls, you know, we've had cases where girls, mtu anakuja anapigwa na boyfriend, or anakuja anashtaki boyfriend, then in the morning she's the one bringing tea for him in the cell. And now immediately they told me that, like, nikaanza kuhurumia jamaa. Unaona nilimwacha kwa nyumba ni usiku. I texted him. I told him, now you get out of my house because the police are coming for you. I think the mom had alerted him because he had already left. So when we got to the house, he was not there, but now I had my OB, nilikuwa na OB number nini, and they told me if I see him anywhere close to me, I let them know. You know, I just called them. I took their like numbers, both of them, for the both of the policemen, and they left us. So that day we slept with my cousin in that same house, and the guy never came back. He would later come, like, he would later text me, call, try calling, try fixing things, but no, I had made up my mind. So that's how I walked out of I would say toxic, because it was a bit toxic, love, you know, because even this time I'm still hurting because I love him. I love him so much. But now the situation that we are in, being that he's using drugs, nini, like he's just bringing trouble in my life. He's not adding any value. So I had to choose myself. Even if you love someone, sometimes you just have to let them go, you know. Yes, and that is my story for today. And now you can subscribe if you've not. Kindly, for those that have subscribed, thank you so much. May the Lord God bless you, overflowing blessings upon your life, in Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed and that you will stay tuned, because I'll be bringing up episodes after episodes, you know. And I'll also be bringing up, like, I have had interactions with friends who have gone through stuff, and you'll be seeing new faces very soon, and even collabs with other content creators. Thank you so much. May the Lord God bless you. Ciao.